So you've probably seen all the buzz and everything out there on other channels along with the live stream. It's finally here, the ESPHome Starter Kit, brought to you by Apollo Automation. Definitely a good group of guys to partner up with the Open Home Foundation and get things done. They've got a bunch of other multi-sensors, but it's always cool to see like the Home Assistant Sanction one because this does work out the box. We're going to go through the builder of ESPHome and put our own little thing, and it gets really your feet wet for doing all things ESPHome. And you may be, well, I don't even know what ESPHome is. I've been like in the Zigbee world, Z-Wave world, totally fine there. Basically, it's for the most part, ESP chips that say may run a smart switch or a light bulb or different multi-sensors. I've done previous videos on how to do things. It's a local control, your thing, bring it into Home Assistant without any subscriptions or clouds or someone else's server to go away or fail. You control the destiny of your product and put ESPHome exactly like how you want on your own device and configure it how you want. So this is their starter kit. I haven't opened this up. We're going to check it out and put the old man glasses on. I believe some of this I've looked at. This is the stand for the thing. This is, if you're not familiar with, this is, and I will try not to have the crinkling of plastic. So we'll go ahead and, so this is going to be your PIR. It's passive infrared sensor. Basically not wave or any other motion, but just is there a human or somebody in the room, and also it usually doesn't get impacted by ceiling fans. We got the beast here, which is the ESP C6 module. Don't get confused on the numbers. It's easy to do that. Oh, this is I think they're called FPC, but I always just call them the little ribbon cables. This is going to go and connect your sensors together. And then we got the ultimate thing here with all the stuff. Of course, always cool packaging inside if you want to scan and everything. Designed and built. So we got the main board itself. And basically, you do need to pop this apart. And there's going to be the breakout board. Look at what it looks like. And we're going to see if we can pop this apart without breaking anything. So it is pre-scored, makes it very easy, and that's like the shape of kind of there, maybe. That's kind of what I based my logo on, was the ESP antenna, and I changed it up just a tad bit. You get the buzz. This is the buzzer and LED module here. And you'll see this is the ribbon cable, the FPC. And then we'll pop this one off. It's like that's nothing. And a big button. And now we can see what's all in the package. This is going to be the brains. This is the C6 module. We'll jump in and zoom into here and get a holder. It looks like you get the ESP32C6. I want to see. Yeah, ESP32C6 Mini. And then actually there's two FPC plugs on the one on the top, one on the bottom. I believe this one is for a battery. You can do the battery style. And then you've got your USB-C on the side. And then you've got your reset and boot. And you're probably thinking, well, what's the boot button? A lot of times if you're flashing and things, you can hold down the boot button. It puts it into downloader mode. Not sure if you need that on this one, but we'll see. And on the back, nothing crazy on the back. Nothing really for you. And I guess you get the logo on the back of Apollo, which is always cool. Temperature and humidity. Not sure what module that is. one of the SHT or AHT. Does it say on the back? AHT. Look, there you go. I don't want to push it down into my thing. It's I squared C. There's the address for you. It is the AHT. It's a temperature and humidity. Don't pull the sticker off the top. You may be tempted to, but don't do that. Oh, that's the IO for if you want it on GPIO 3 or 2, you could cut that trace and then you could put the other traces with a small thing of solder, or you could even do one of those conductive pins with the ink. Then we have the LED buzzer module. I got all the LEDs around the side. I'm assuming those are probably like some addressable, but we'll find out there when we go through. And you've got the buzzer here along with the FPC. And the FPCs are fairly simple to connect. If you want to do, we'll start out by just connecting them. I'm assuming you can connect them on either sides. And facing the blue up usually, and because the pin's face down. Basically, all you're wanting to do here is flip the little door up, and then you'll have the pins underneath, and then you can put the FPC cable, the ribbon cable, whatever you want to call it, all the way in, and there you go. And then we're going to plug up the USB-C. The next thing you really need to do is let's fire this up and get it into Home Assistant and ESPHome. I'm just going to dashboard, but it's called like Device Builder now. Like to make long names longer, right, and more confusing. You may be asking, what is all the importance of this little chip on the top here, the ESP32C6? Well, think of it as easily as like it's a processor. It's a small processor with Wi-Fi and all kind of other features like Bluetooth, everything all built into one. And yes, you'll be like having your own little web server, your own software, automations run on this device, and it connects to your Wi-Fi and you program it using the USB-C cable. Pretty amazing stuff. It's actually a chip that's in a lot of smart home products such as light bulbs and smart switches and all kind of other things that power even the cloud ones. This is made by Espressive, been around for quite a while doing a lot of these smart home chips. So we're going to put ESPHome on it. Now you can see where the word ESPHome comes from. So probably easier than trying to flash this all together would be not to have this connected, but I've already connected mine. But basically all you really need to do to start out is we're going to hook this up to our computer and through USB-C. Now, if you get stuck in any of this or whatever, just go hit the Apollo automation docs. I got a great wiki with all kind of like pictures and automations that help you get straight through this. I'm going ahead and plug it in mine. You can just do Windows. You can do the desktop ESPHome, or you can do the Home Assistant app. I'm going to be using just the Home Assistant app, which is actually just the ESPHome builder. When there's a Docker container, it's a whole different other thing. They walk you all through this stuff if you want to go through this. And then down to the ever important part is connecting it. Remember we talked about the boot button, it had that reset button. Looks like you do need to hold down the boot button when you plug it in, or you can plug it in and then do the reset boot button. Do keep in mind if you are using a USB A to C cable that it does have the data lines as well. A lot of cables out there, those little cheap ones are just like charging and they're power only. So if you don't get the notification tone that you plugged in a new USB device, then you will need to go hunt up a different cable. So I'm using ESPHome Device Builder. We're going to do create new project. And right front and center is the ESPHome starter kit. I'm going to try to zoom the screen in here. We're going to go in here and you can say, we're going to do ESP. I'm going to select it and we'll just say be right up towards the top, I hope. And we'll say finish setup. And here it is. Now, don't get like too crazy with like all the code and everything. A lot of this stuff with the device builder can walk you through a lot of this stuff. I think I do have mine set on advanced. And otherwise it would walk you straight through. I want to see if I can turn that on. So here's the stuff that was jumping straight to the code. And or you can do this split back and forth. We're going to go ahead and do the install now, do a minimal configuration. And we're going to say plugged into this computer. Pretty simple stuff. And the I know you're probably like, well, every time I do this, I got to plug it into the computer. No, you don't. Is once you have this installed, wherever, let's say you're using it for motion or something, maybe you've printed a nice 3D case that'll come out for this. Basically, you can push updates to it on the network without having to go drag it and plug it back in. I don't have it plugged into my actual server. I have it plugged into this computer, and it will start compiling the firmware. It Depending on your Home Assistant box, it can take anywhere from a few minutes. Got to download different pieces and everything. Just be patient, walk away and come back, especially if you haven't done one before. So we got the firmware built. Um, the button opens web home, ESPHome. Yep, we're gonna say open USB flasher. And this is the Apollo starter. We're gonna say connect and install. And you'll see we've got this JTAG USB port. That's this. If you don't see that, you may have to install the drivers. And it's actually going to start flashing to the device. It's that simple. It's flashed up and ready to go. Now, you may have, if it's your first time, you may have been asked for your Wi-Fi details. I've already been using ESPHome Device Builder, so I'm already using all of my Wi-Fi IDs and passwords in there, so it automatically pulls those in. It looks like we may have to reset this. Hit stop, and we're going to close this tab, and we will go back. And actually, if you look in your devices, you should see the Apollo starter. And here's the Apollo starter. It's actually on my network right now. Now, we don't have any configuration on it or anything, but we're going to go ahead and edit this. And if you want to see the core configuration, you can. You can put like Bluetooth proxy on there to pick up all your cool stuff, but that's a whole different thing. We're just trying to get and add. We're going to try to add maybe the temperature and humidity and then the buzzer and LED, possibly. We'll see what we can do. So we'll add the RGB LED and module here. So the number of LEDs, we're gonna leave all this the same. I do have my screen zoomed in. And then we'll say add pre-configured for this board, edit the YAML. We're going to leave it as is. And we'll say add. Pretty much walks you through all this stuff. The AHT humidity requires configure these first. We need to add the I2C or I squared C, which is just a communication. And then we'll say add. And then we'll say save. And then let's go ahead and install. And remember what we said, we can do it straight on the network. Let's go ahead and try it on the network. Let's see if it actually has the DNS name yet. There it is, uploading straight on the Wi-Fi. And actually what I will need to do, because we need to connect the ribbon cables to it. So once you've got that connected up together, we really need to go bring it into Home Assistant. There's not a whole lot you're going to do with it in the ESPHome builder. I will go back and show you kind of what that wizard did, but I just want to kind of get you past and show it goes into Home Assistant. It should come into auto discovery. If it doesn't, behind my fat head, there's an add integration, add ESPHome, and you will need to put the IP address in there. All right, so we got it added. And here we are. Let's see if we can get our LEDs. Actually, we can. We got our RGB LEDs. Let's drag this over here so we can see. Should get nice and lit up. And maybe we'll do some like red or something like that and bump it down for, I still hate the card thing for LEDs. Such a pain to flip back and forth. I wish they would just put the color and the brightness in the same thing. But yeah, that is long gone and off the soapbox there. So we do get everything there. You got humidity and you got your temperature from the sensor. You can see it was that simple to set up your own ESPHome device. And if you want to take a look at what it does in the background, definitely do that. Is the code behind things is not scary. And I've done some videos way back on ESPHome, probably do some more in the future. Is especially a lot of the ESPHome builder will put all this stuff in there. A lot of you have to type all this stuff. I know there's all the AI and everything, but you don't learn that way, and you'll maybe when it's broke, you won't be able to fix it. Is go to the documentation and you can copy and paste some of this stuff in there. You can see what it did here. It made the light for like the LED strip, the pin 14. That's actually the pin that is on the actual ESP chip, like a channel more or less. Then you've got your buzzer, and then we've got temperature and humidity. It puts all this in and all the pins for you. You can come in here and edit all this code yourself. Just make sure and back it up if you really think you're going to screw it up. Play around with it and have fun. And then if you're curious if it works, you should hit the validate. It will say if the configuration's valid or not. It'll tell you if there's a problem, and then you'll solve it, right? And I'm sure there's a song in there. But then you'll just hit save and install and push it on to the network. And that's it. Hit on the network, save your changes, do it all your things. It will push straight over and upload to the device. And then you'll flip over to Home Assistant. It will go unavailable for a little bit, but give it a second. It's going to reflash and rejoin your network and get connected. And there it is. You have all of the LEDs or whatever you changed on there and did all the things. So that'll about do it for this one. I do appreciate Apollo Automation, Home Assistant, Open Home Foundation, ESPHome, all the guys for putting this all together so we could check this out. And definitely, if you haven't messed with ESPHome, this is probably a good place for you. Would I buy one? Yeah, it's if you haven't done anything with ESPHome and allows you to get your feet wet with things, absolutely. Plus, it does help support out the Home Assistant and everything. Now, my ultimate dream would be like a true starter kit, would be something like a ready to go smart switch, and then just have ESPHome. This one you can get them off of Amazon. I'll leave the link down below. It has Tasmodo on it, but you can throw ESPHome onto it very easily by using the web GUI on it and push your own ESPHome bin onto that. And then you can really get into doing some other devices, some true devices to put in your wall and everything with ESPHome on them. So I do appreciate all the Patreon members, YouTube members. Definitely couldn't do it without you. And yep, you know the drill. Press all them buttons.
And y'all take care.
And OG has grown a little bit, don't you think? You don't already have one? Pro tip, because you can find a bunch of cool sensors like SwitchBot, all kind of the things. Throw Bluetooth proxy on here. If you go to components and hit add, you should be able to find Bluetooth proxy and hit add to it. And it's that simple. You want to look back in the code, you can find there's the Bluetooth proxy. There's also, I probably need to throw in the scanner and stuff like that. Yeah. So this is the code. I can tell you, I was just copying and pasting stuff, and I like to just copy and paste stuff. I'll try to leave this in one of the comments or something like that. But you can just copy it straight into your code. And I only know it added just Bluetooth proxy, but I always like to have the other parameters to it and hit save and hit install. And you should actually see, once this gets out of the way, we'll hit install. And on the network, it should install Bluetooth proxy. And then it'll start picking up all the cool stuff in your house as well straight into Home Assistant. And there you can see it in the Bluetooth visualization map. We've got our Apollo starter kit, and it's actually starting to pick up some Bluetooth stuff. It's actually already picked up, well, it popped off. There's the Lock Ultra. Is my SwitchBot Lock Ultra. It's using this little ESP chip to pick up the Bluetooth and drop it over to Home Assistant. How cool is that to have this starter kit being able to be a Bluetooth proxy as well?